This now where Ntombizodwa Ximba is a passionate teacher, author who has recently published a book titled The Overwhelming Love of God. In this book, Ntombizodwa opens up about her writings. She shares to honor God by using her inspirational gift to guide the reader to experience the amazing joy of living peacefully. She joins us in studio now to tell us more about her book. Ntombizodwa, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning, Level. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us. I mean, tell us a little bit about this book. What is the inspiration behind it?
The Overwhelming Love of God is a guide that helps people experience how to live an abundant life that God has called us to live from the first place, with peace, joy, and overwhelming love in Him. So this book has a combination of my experiences that I've put together to help people realize how much God loves us as His people, because I've realized that God's love is not just a normal love. It's really overwhelming when I consider all the things that He's done for me as a person. Yes.
What are some of those experiences that you list in the book?
One of the things that I realized is that a lot of people live with voids, you know. They live with empty cups. So if they live with empty cups, they go look for certain things from wrong people. And if they don't get those things back, they end up getting disappointed and not believing in love at all. So in this book, I try to help them understand the fact that you've got to allow God first to fill up your empty cup before you go look for those things from other people, because you cannot be able to give as a person what you don't have in the inside of you. Therefore, I consider God's love as a magnet that attracts genuine kinds of love. If you're a person, you've got to allow God to fill up your empty cup first before you'll be able to give it to other people.
And how do you go about doing that? You know, filling your empty cup, because, you know, they do say that you can't pour from an empty cup. And one of the other things that you also address in the book is unworthiness.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I think spending more time with God is necessary, because that helps you fill whatever cup that is empty that you have. You've got to spend more time with God. Make sure you worship every day and pray to God. The more we spend time with God, the more we realize who we are in Him.
Now, you mentioned that this book is not only for Christmas. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, this book is not only for Christians, because, you know, a lot of people, the moment they lay their eyes on the book, they feel like, okay, this book is for religious people. And then they be like, okay, I'm not in, I don't think I'm part of this. But in this book, I also share with people the facts about God that try. I'm trying enough to convince people that God really exists, because I've even shared some of the things here in the book that will help people feel like, oh, okay, God really exists. Yes.
You also say that this book is also for people to not give up
in life.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the book is not only about God's love throughout. It also helps people deal with the challenges that they face. I'm sharing some of the mechanisms in here, but at the same time, I share with them some of the ideas to help them not give up in their dreams, to keep pursuing their dreams no matter the challenges that they face.
What are those pointers? List those pointers for us that you list in the book for people not to give up.
First thing is, make sure that you don't compare yourself with other people as a person. You got to focus on who you are and embrace who you are. Do not be ashamed of who you are as a person. Stick to who you are, embrace it, and make sure that whatever direction that you take, you feel in your spirit and in your heart that this is the direction that I'm supposed to be taking, not because you see a lot of people taking it.
What else? What else do you list in the book?
I also list the fact that you at the same time, you've got to make sure that you work hard as a person, because you cannot be expecting fruits without sowing. You have to make sure that you sow so that you gain whatever it is that you want to gain at the end of the day.
What's been the response to the book?
A lot of people are inspired by the book. You know, now people have realized how important it is to spend time in the presence of God, but at the same time, they have realized how it is important for a person to make sure that they get soaked in God's love first before they go, look for other kinds of love from other people. So a lot of people are realizing that the moment you get broken by other people, it is because of the fact that at times, in most of the cases, we never consider and we never acknowledge the love that God has for us as His people. But the moment you start acknowledging the fact that you gotta allow God to fill up your empty cup first before you attract the other kinds of love in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see here you were published by Phumelela Publishers. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you approach them for the book and give them the idea for your book?
I saw Innocent Ximba on Instagram, and I was like, okay, I can call this one my brother because we're sharing the same surname. And then when I looked through the page, I realized that, oh, okay, he's also a publisher. And then I talked to her. I just DM'd him, and then he helped me with the book.
What's been the most challenging thing about putting this book together?
We experienced no challenges at all. I believe anything that has to do with God does not come with challenges.
Right.
Yeah.
And what did this teach you about yourself and your love for writing?
I'm realizing that writing is not just only my passion, but at the same time, it is my gift. Because I believe since I have two books, actually.
Right.
The first one is titled Confusion. And then this one is The Overwhelming Love of God. I wrote because I just wanted to honor God with my gift of writing.
Yeah.
And so I realized that writing is not only my passion, but also a gift to me.
Yeah. I believe you're also a teacher.
Yeah.
Tell us a
I
little bit about that.
I do love working with children, and I really enjoy being with them and get to understand them and how they function. And, every single day I get to interact with them and learn more about them, which is something that I enjoy the most. Yes.
Do you find that writing also is a time away from your full-time job?
It is. Sometimes, even though I have now come to a point whereby I take it as a hobby.
Right.
Yes.
Or is there ever a time that you're going to write full-time? Do you ever see that happening?
Yeah. I want to see that happening in the future.
All right. Ntombizodwa, thank you so much for talking to us. Good luck with the book. Ntombizodwa Ximba is a passionate teacher and author, and she's been speaking to us about her book titled The Overwhelming Love of God.